Welcome back to Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. Boxlab Promotions, Night of Champions 11. We've had fantastic action so far. I am Karan Vatia, joined by Michael Woods and Justin Goosen Brown, and this has been an exceptional card. Our co-main event, fantastic action, and just a quick button on that, 2 scorecards, 88-83 for Barrientos. The other one, 83-88, right, in the favor of Romero. So that fight was, in theory, a little bit up for grabs. It was a close fight. But we turn our attention now to the heavyweight division. We have another title fight, the WBA Continental Heavyweight Championship, and this is Big Gug, Gurgen Hovhannisyan. He's taking on Chris Thomas. If the action is anything like what we've had earlier tonight, it's going to be incredible. The fighters are ready. We are ready. Let's get the fighters to the ring. Back up to Mark Fratto.
All right, fight fans, main event time, and time to get 2 heavyweights into the ring. First, making his way to the blue corner from Toms River, New Jersey, Chris Sandman Thomas.
Expects anything great from me. That is the mindset of that man, Chris Thomas. Michael Woods, he says, I have no pressure because I am the overlooked underdog tonight.
I really loved what he was saying in the fighter meeting. I want to root for this guy. He's that lovable underdog who used to be a middleweight. I think he's in over his head here, but he didn't seem to think so, so let's see how it plays out.
That really is the key. Used to be a middleweight. He's moved his weight up. This is his second fight at heavyweight, and he feels like he's the underdog, but he also has nothing to lose. He's taking on Gurgen Hovhannisyan, who's next up to the ring. Here's Mark.
And now, making his way to the red corner, the undefeated warrior from Gyumri, Armenia, Gurgen Big Gug Hovhannisyan.
A celebration. That is how that man, Gurgen Hovhannisyan, describes fight night. He says the hard work has done. Gurgen, known as Big Gug, has been described as the next Tyson Fury. Normally, he's brought into battle by Joe Goosen. Justin, someone you know a little bit about. Joe Goosen is unable to be here tonight. He's in Las Vegas, so it's going to be a little bit different for Big Gug.
Yeah, well, look, I think I know his trainer pretty well, but Gug's he's in the capable hands of Jonathan Wally tonight, and trust me, Gug is prepared and he's ready for whatever this fight may bring out of him.
And not just a big opportunity for Gurgen Hovhannisyan, but also a big opportunity for assistant trainer Jonathan Wally, who you mentioned there, Justin. Jonathan Wally making his opportunity to be the head trainer, to be the lead voice in the corner, and so a big opportunity for him as well. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. The same age, that massive height difference, and that reach advantage. And remember, the reach is from the armpit to the end of the fist. Guys, what do you see here?
Well, I mean, Chris Thomas said he's going to be fluid like water tonight, so we'll get to try and see if he's on the move, and it'll be up to Gug to use his athleticism to catch him then.
The action has been fast and furious here tonight. Gurgen Hovhannisyan has a flair for knockout. He's got a hungry opponent. Let's get this underway, our main event. Here's Mark.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Orlando, Florida. This is Caribe Royale Night of Champions, airing worldwide on DAZN, and this is our main event of the evening. This contest scheduled for 10 rounds. It'll be contested for the vacant WBA Continental North America Heavyweight Championship. Brought to you by Boxlab Promotions in association with TGB Promotions, and is presented by Caribe Royale Orlando. Embrace the moment, live Royale. Puncher's Chance, supporting all willing to take a chance. Surrender to nothing. O2 Sports Insurance, the #1 sports insurance coverage in the USA. And Rival Boxing Gear, a global leader. The main event is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association. The president, once again, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. And joining us in the ring with the championship hardware, our world champion and WBA supervisor, Jorge Linares. This contest is also sanctioned by the Florida State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Tina Pike, the executive director, Timothy Shipman. The judges scoring our main event this evening, David DeYoung, Rose Lesend, and Shami Shipman. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Massimo Manzanini. And now, live from Orlando, 10 rounds for the WBA Continental Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, it's go time! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 246 3/4 pounds. As a professional, his impressive record stands with 15 victories, 1 defeat, 2 draws, 10 of those 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Wearing maroon and black and hailing from Toms River, New Jersey, please welcome Chris Sandman Thomas. His opponent is undefeated, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 284 1/4 pounds. As a professional, his record is a perfect one. 8 bouts, 8 victories, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears white with gold this evening and hails from Gyumri, Armenia, now living, training, and fighting out of Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, Gurgen Big Gug Hovhannisyan.
I already explained the rules, okay? You respect each other and respect the rules, okay? Touch him up. Good job.
Disparity there, but the shorter man, Chris Thomas, he said, I want to smash this guy. I want to take him deep into the fight. That's where anything can happen. So Chris Thomas not lacking confidence, but he's up against Big Gug, Gurgen Hovhannisyan, who's undefeated, 8-0, 7 big wins by way of knockout. This is our main event from Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. Boxlab Promotions Night of Champions 11. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Justin Goosen Brown and Michael Woods. We're coming to you live on the Zone. This is our main event in the heavyweight division, the WBA Continental belt at stake. Gurgen Hovhannisyan in the white trunks, Chris Thomas in the maroon trunks, and guys, clearly the size advantage for Gurgen Hovhannisyan on display here in round 1.
Yeah, well, Chris Thomas is the same size and height as Angel Barrientos, who was fighting at 122. So that just shows you once again how tall Barrientos is and how big Gug is. He's up there at 6'7", and yes, he's got the height, but he's working beyond his jab right now and taking his time, as we've seen him do in the past. But once he gets going, he knows how to finish a fight.
I will say this about Gurgen. He's already got amongst the best hair in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Very nice locks up there, and he actually told us a little story about that, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Curran, what did he say about that the hair and the plant?
In Armenian tradition, he plans to follow that, and there's a spiritual aspect to doing something for either 3 years or 7 years, and for Gurgen, that's going to be growing out his hair. Now, he is undefeated, but he went through a decision fight a couple fights ago, and after that experience, he decided to grow out the hair. So we're about a year in, I think, to the hair, but he's going to go for 3 years or 7, depending on it, and that is in Armenian tradition. He's a very spiritual man, Gurgen Hovhannisyan is, and there's that mind-body connection, and usually that spiritual ability and that mind-body connection leads into a spectacular knockout.
That might also give us a hint about his movement, right? Because
And there it
Down
is.
goes
hello,
Chris Thomas.
movement.
The first right
Round
hand.
1, lightning fast combination from Big Gug, Gurgen Hovhannisyan. And
he
this
came-
could be the beginning of the end. Big Gug, Gurgen Hovhannisyan has Chris Thomas in his sights.
We talked about the possibility of a pound of flesh.
Yeah.
Pounds of flesh right here. 300-pounder.
Yep, the first right hand, we were very curious how he'd stand up to it, and Gug landed a nice, hard, chopping right hand with that downward angle. Got a lot on it, and yeah, Chris Thomas knows he's up against it right now, but I'll tell you, he's still staying in there, and from what I've heard from him, he's not going to lay down. He wants to keep going now. That's going to be tough.
I don't know how much.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I know. It's going to be tough.
It seems like an overmatch situation.
Yeah.
Gurgen Hovhannisyan has his eyes set on Chris Thomas. 10 seconds to go in round 1. What can Gurgen do here? See if he can close the show in the final moments of round 1.
But he could have chosen to stay down there if he really. So I'll give him at least respect for standing up. Now that was a nice, good chopping right hand, turn the knuckles right on the head, and
The people in Tom's River would have known. Though.
Yeah.
You know, you got to earn your check here at Caribe.
And it seemed like, guys, I don't know if you noticed this, Chris Thomas, he was looking around after that knockdown. It almost looked like he was looking for help or something. I don't know.
He told us, we asked about headlining on DAZN, and what did he say? Surreal. Now that's not maybe the exact answer that I want to hear, because it feels like a dream to him. It is a dream. But here's
Let's
the
take a
wake-up
look
call.
at
right. Oh, that chopping
right
right
hand.
hand coming over the top, and yeah, he's
That
looking.
was a timing balance thing, wasn't it? It wasn't like a rub-out knockout.
Yeah, well,
he still has his
Yeah,
athletes
yes.
about him.
He had
Like,
it. That was
pointed
him
out.
looking around saying, "This is the heavyweight division, huh?" A lot of big power punchers in it, and he's facing a good one.
Gurgen needs one of them big stools too.
Yeah,
he
I
had
know,
the
he
little
does,
one
yeah.
there, and he's like, "Wait, damn, let me get up
Gurgen-
off of this thing."
Hovhannisyan, round 1, clearly a 10-8 round in his favor, and it seems like it might be a matter of time unless Chris Thomas can really find something. He goes for the right hand there, but if you notice, guys, he's got to punch up, right? And that takes more energy. That's tougher to do.
Yeah, well, plus he has to punch up. He has to kind of take that step in and put himself in harm's way, and Gurgen's pretty much asking him to do it because he's got that right hand waiting to go, especially the way that Thomas is leaning back like that.
Gurgen Hovhannisyan, he's patient here. Looks like he's just setting up another right hand, knowing he can hurt Thomas fairly easily as he did in round 1. And remember, he calls fight night a celebration, right? The hard work is done. So this is the part that he enjoys. That's the scary part of Big Gug.
Justin, did you talk to Joe about this fight before, or were you just like, no, let me
No,
just
I
be-
didn't want
okay.
to.
You didn't
but,
want to go there. I got you.
Yeah.
And Joe Goosen, the trainer of Gurgen Hovhannisyan, he can't be here tonight. Jonathan Wally is in the corner, and this is a big opportunity for him. So clearly, that for Jonathan Wally, some good results already early on.
Yeah, well, what I will tell you from my Uncle Joe is that
Down
and there
goes
again.
Thomas again. A combination by Gurgen Hovhannisyan. Another round, another knockdown for Big Gug.
We getting out of this round, guys?
It's going to be tough. But
Minute 30 for Gurgen Hovhannisyan to work. Here comes Big Gug. Left hand just misses.
yeah.
Big Gug on the attack. This is going to feel like an eternity for Chris Thomas
Yeah.
here.
He's got his mouth open already, but yeah, when I was finish up my thought, my Uncle Joe obviously felt Gug was very prepared for this,
Sure.
and he was okay with it because he knows how hard he worked in the gym. He's had a great camp from what I've heard, and he's obviously off to a hot start tonight.
They did tell us yesterday you're going to see something real good here. You're going to see, I think, better than the last time we saw him, and so far that is playing out. There is a more of an aggression.
And here comes Big Gug. Combinations. Left hand lands. Chris Thomas. There's nowhere to hide in the boxing ring. And it seems like it could be just a matter of time for Big Gug here. 30 seconds for Big Gug to work. Chris Thomas with his back to the corner. Down goes Thomas
From
again.
what?
That's going to be ruled a slip.
Oh, okay.
15 seconds for Big
I thought that
Gug.
was a phantom knockout. Okay. Slip then? Okay.
Yeah, he slipped on the corner mat over there. Sometimes they slip on those logos.
Okay.
Will Chris Thomas make it to the bell? He does, but damage done for Big Gug. And this has been a dream start for Gurgen Hovhannisyan, guys.
I don't know if there's one person in the room that thinks we're going to get out of round 3.
Yeah, well, it's up to Gug.
Yep.
Whatever if
Yep.
Gug feels like finishing it here, he
Yep.
can, and maybe he wants to get a couple more rounds in, but I think it'll be. I think this will be it.
Justin, you mentioned your uncle Joe Goosen
Yeah.
felt comfortable with Gurgen here, and clearly, as Joe Goosen usually is right, he was 100% right. Gurgen looked very comfortable, and obviously with 2 knockdowns in 2 rounds, he's in full control here.
Yeah, and one thing usually with a Joe Goosen trained fighter is that when there is blood in the water and they have that opportunity to finish, you can bet that they will get that finish, and I expect Goog to be kind of ending this show pretty soon.
His corner told us you're going to see a different Gurgen, and that means not wasting no time, not trying to get no rounds, finish off.
And there you saw Jonathan Wally, who's stepping in for training Gurgen here tonight in terms of giving instructions in the corner, and clearly the game plan is working. Remember, Chris Thomas said he wants to get Gurgen to the later rounds, right? That's where he feels like anything could happen. That's going to be a tough assignment, Michael Woods.
I don't know if it's going to feel any better in the later rounds
if he
than
goes
in the early
10-8
rounds.
every way on the way there, but it's a matter of time whenever Goog will land another right hand, and
big right hand for Gurgen Hovhannisyan.
And that's when Chris Thomas's nickname, the Sandman, might be applied against him.
Another clubbing right, left hand. Thomas doesn't have an answer for Gurgen Hovhannisyan.
Now, Thomas knew he's up against it tonight, especially with how talented Goog is and that knockout rate, and he's getting close in the corner here. Good left hook, and Thomas is taking the left hooks, but it's the right hand whenever Goog does feel like throwing that one, and he feels he's in the range for it. That's when we'll see the fireworks.
There's the right hand again, followed by a left hook to the body. Big Goog teeing off against Thomas, trying to cover up.
Yeah, he's got him in the corner. We might see a little overhand right.
Big right, a big overhand right on cue. Left hand to the body. Here comes Big Goog. That will be the end of the fight. Referee Massimo Montanini waves it off. It is a 3rd round knockout win in emphatic fashion for Gurgen Hovhannisyan, Big Goog.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do tonight, and that's all. He came in against an opponent that we thought might be able to move a little bit and give some rounds, but Goog didn't let him waste any time, and he showed him that he is levels above him, and that's what Goog is. He's a good heavyweight with a ton of power, and he's still working his way up that ranks, and you can see right away he's got some big-time power.
So Michael Woods, as is tradition every fight, we're going to get your letter grade. Is there anything higher than an A+?
No, and he's not going to get that because Chris Thomas is Chris Thomas. He did what he was supposed to do in fine fashion. You're going to get a solid B from me because you did what you were expected to do, but Chris Thomas overmatched him.
Yeah. Well, now Goog can't pick who's in the ring with him, but yeah, Goog did what he had to do tonight, and it was a matter of time, and stayed healthy and keeps moving up the.
I think next time we're going to see a little bit step up in competition there. Absolutely, he wants that, we want that, etc. But people do love their pounds of flesh knockout, and so there you go.
And this was a big win for Gurgen Hovhannisyan because he claimed the WBA Continental belt at heavyweight. He improves to 9-0, 8 wins by knockout, and it's just been an incredible run here for Gurgen Hovhannisyan and lighting it up in the boxing world. Round 1 scored a knockdown. Round 2 scored a knockdown. Round 3 got the stoppage win, and it really wasn't much of a competitive fight here. And for Chris Thomas, back to the drawing board. For Gurgen Hovhannisyan, I think it sounds like we want to see him tested.
Yeah, let's bring on a top 25 or something guy next. Love Big Googs, want to see more. We will see more. He's being built up at Caribe. Love to see it. We love the heavyweights, and this guy's a really affable fellow. So Curran Bhatia is going to talk to the winner, and Mark Fratto is going to announce the winner first.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Massimo Montanini, calls for a halt to this contest. Your official time, 1 minute 19 seconds in round number 3. Your winner by TKO, still undefeated, and the new WBA Continental North American Heavyweight Champion from Gyumri, Armenia, Gurgen Big Gug Hovhannisyan.
I'm here with the winner, Big Gug, Gurgen Hovhannisyan. Gurgen, that was an incredible performance. You knocked him down in round 1, knocked him down in round 2. In round 3, you got the eventual stoppage. What did you find in round 1 to hurt him and realize that you could get this finish?
We worked hard for this fight, and after first round, I know it's coming. Yeah.
In the first round, you dropped him. You stayed patient, though, right? You didn't jump on him in round 1. Why did you decide to stay patient, and then you knocked him down again in round 2 and got the finish in 3?
Համբերատար է իր չէր վրազում առաջի ռաունդը, որ իրան գցեցիր, ասիկ չշարունակեր, ինչն է պատճառը որ։
Because I know it's coming. Second round, third round, fourth round, I have 10 rounds, and I do my job.
Normally, we know you are led into battle by Joe Goosen, who couldn't be here tonight. Jonathan Wally stepped in as your trainer, but you told us all week this was one of your best training camps. So how do you assess this performance? I mean, it was an exceptional performance here, and you did it without Joe Goosen in your corner.
Yes, Joe's not here physically. I talked to him a lot on the phone. He's here, Jonathan's here, Dan's here. We're working together. Jonathan in my camp every day is in the gym. He 15 years working with Joe. And we do. Joe's here. Of course, Joe's here.
Joe here in spirit, and obviously he's watching at home, proud of what you just did. You achieved something big tonight. You got the WBA Continental belt at heavyweight. What does it mean to you to win that title belt here tonight?
This is small step for big future.
And finally, speaking of that big future, right? I don't think there's any heavyweight in the world watching you fight tonight, lining up around the block, who wants to fight you after what you just did. Who do you want to fight next? What do you want to do in the heavyweight division?
I never say I need to fight for this guy, no. I go home, enjoy more 10 days, and what say my promoter, manager, I never say, oh no, yes. When say this opponent, I say yes. That's it.
Looking forward to seeing you back in the ring. Congratulations on picking up the big title win. Gurgen Hovhannisyan is a winner here tonight in spectacular fashion.